G'day, Damon here for Automotive Superstore. In this video I'm going to show you how to install Pioneer's trapezoid 9-inch screen, the DMH AP6650BT, into a current generation Suzuki Jimny, anyone built, say, post 2018. Now there are 3 head units that came in this car as standard. There's a Povo 90s style, just a CD player for the Suzuki Jimny Lite version. Then there's one that's got a 7-inch screen that might have CarPlay, and then there's one that's got a 9-inch screen that will have CarPlay. No matter which one you've got, the Pioneer is a significant upgrade over any of those 3. That's because it comes with much better signal processing to get better sound quality, and it comes with things like wireless CarPlay and Android Auto and screen mirroring, as well as a bunch of other things. Talking about sound quality, if you're going to upgrade your head unit in your Jimny, can I recommend you also consider upgrading your speakers. The factory speakers in these are a 4-inch dual cone. They're really terrible. If you go down below, you'll see in the comments, I've got a link through to a video I've done on this same Jimny where I've upgraded the speakers in the car. Definitely worth doing. All right, so let's talk about what you'll need for this installation besides the actual head unit itself. There's a Stinger fascia and wiring kit. It's called the HR9SZ004. It comes with the fascia and most of the wiring required to plug and play and get this job done. The one part that is missing is this here. It's a patch lead from Air Pro to go from what's called ISO, which is the universal standard in this kit, to Pioneer. There are Kenwood and Alpine units that you can also install, and you'd have to get the patch lead to suit those if you chose those units instead, but this one's called the APP8PIO9. And besides that, you're not going to need much in the way of tools. A Phillips head screwdriver is about all you need to get this job done. So let's dive in. Now, the removal of the factory head unit in the Jimny really couldn't be any simpler. There's a trim panel on the bottom edge here. If you just get your fingers behind this bottom edge, gently pull, and it clips off. You can see here the 2 red clips. Set that aside. And that reveals 2 Phillips head screws. With the 2 screws removed, just gently pull on the unit itself and it will unclip from the dashboard. Depending on which head unit you've got, you may have the original loom of the car plugged directly into it. This particular car has the 9-inch screen that I can see here is from Directed Electronics Australia, which means it's been fitted by Suzuki but as an upgrade for Australian cars. And that means there's an extra patch lead between it and the factory loom. So you can see here there's a black lead that plugs in, a grey one to undo, this black one to undo, and then the antenna, and that's it. The factory head unit is removed. If I set that aside for a moment, if I just come back up the loom, you'll see here it says Jim only. If I undo this one, that's the actual main loom from the car's harness itself, the blue one. It has a matching white one next to it there, and a green one there, and a grey one there. And that is the sub loom that Directed have used for that head unit for a factory fitment for Australian vehicles, but you may need to remove that loom to get to the actual main loom of your Jimny itself. If you've got the base model light that just has the CD player, you're probably just going to find that that plugs into the factory unit. But there you go, now you're down to just the bare loom. So here I have everything on this side that comes in the Pioneer kit, and on this side that comes in the Stinger harness and fascia kit. First of all, it's a lot of looms, I can see that. You're probably not going to need all of these to complete your installation, especially on the Pioneer side. So let's go through these one at a time. The main power harness for the Pioneer, you're not going to need that because that comes as a plug and play from the other side. Don't need that one. This is a little auxiliary in for an audio source. If you don't have that and don't need that lead. This big one here, this is the RCA pre-outs to send audio signals to external amplifiers, as well as for a second camera input or a monitor output for a rear monitor. None of these are on your Suzuki Jimny unless you add the amplifier in or those cameras yourself. So if you don't have those things, you don't need that loom either. Okay, so here are the ones we do need. This one here is the steering wheel control interface. This is the rear vision camera input. Now, if you've got a Suzuki Jimny Lite that has the base head unit, I don't know whether you'll have a camera or you won't have a camera. If you don't have one to plug into, then you can always grab one from our website and add that during this installation. It's not a terrible idea. This is a USB extension. Now, the head unit itself, the USB is fixed on the rear, and so that will plug into that and run down probably into the glove box of the car to give you access to charge your phone with. We'll need that one. This one here is a GPS antenna technically, but really it's for the Wi-Fi to connect to your head unit and your phone so that you have wireless CarPlay and Android Auto. This here has 3 wires, a system remote control if you have an amplifier, parking brake, which is a green wire, and a speed sensor signal. Now the parking brake, if you want to be able to watch videos while the car is parked, you need to connect that to the parking brake. It earths it, and that means that when your car stops, you pull a handbrake on and the video will play back from your monitor, and you could have, say, a USB flash drive plugged in with high resolution movies or what have you. Then there is your Bluetooth microphone. You will need that. That's the stuff we really need from the Pioneer kit. So now let's talk about the Stinger side. First of all is the main patch harness. Now that blue connector inside the dashboard of the Jimny, this white connector is what will plug into that. On the opposite end are these what's called ISO connectors, and that's why we need that APP8PIO9 adapter to go from ISO to Pioneer. That's this lead here. So these connectors here can only really go one way. One clips in, that one does power. These are the speaker connections. Simple as that. At the front of that here is the steering wheel remote control patch lead that goes into this little box here. Now, it only plugs into one side. Looks like it's going to go into this side. Okay. And then there's this lead here that's the other end. You can see that it has a little 3.5mm plug adapter on there. That's going to plug into the back of the Pioneer head unit, and that means that these 3 wires aren't needed for this installation. You can either trim those down or just cable tie them up somewhere. That plugs into the other end of that box, just like that. So that loom's ready to go. This is just the antenna adapter to go from your Suzuki proprietary connector to universal antenna that plugs into the back of the Pioneer. And it's the same for this. This is for the reverse camera, so that plugs into the Suzuki on one end and then into the Pioneer using your typical RCA connection there. That just leaves your fascia, your new head unit. Drop that one into place, flip it over. Trusty Phillips head screwdriver. There are 4 screws that come with the Pioneer kit. It just screws in from behind as simply as this. And with that mounted, it's ready to go in the car. So here we have the main loom hanging out ready to go with all the connectors. Now what I've done first, this is the USB extension cable. I've just run that down into the glove box. From here to the glove box, ready to go. This one here is the microphone for the hands-free system. I've just run that behind the dash there. I've come up above the steering wheel and I've just used the supply double-sided tape to mount that to the top of the steering column there. So that's ready to go. Next up, I'm just going to take the GPS antenna. Now, it doesn't actually need a GPS signal from a satellite. It's just going to mount in the dashboard behind here and have that cable ready to go and plug in. Next up, we have the main harness. There's our blue connector. There we go, that's clipped in. And we've just got to match our colors up. Next up is the antenna. That's that one there, gray to gray. Next up is our reverse camera interface. That's green to green. There. and this white one to white. There. Now that leaves the RCA lead. Here's the lead for the Pioneer kit. Rear camera in, goes to there. Here is our steering wheel control interface. That one's there. Plugs into that one. Now we have a purple wire with a white stripe on it that's part of that steering wheel interface. And on the main harness you'll see this extra purple wire with white, and it has a male connector to plug into the female connector. Now finally, there is a speed sensor wire for this vehicle, and so that speed sensor wire harness, I've just put a bullet connector on that to connect that pink wire up to the speed sensor. And there's everything ready to go. So, on the back of the head unit here you can see there's the main input for the main power loom. The USB is here. This is for the microphone input here. This is for the antenna. This is for the GPS antenna here. And these are for those additional plugs, not all of which you're going to use. Let's start plugging them in one at a time. Starting with our main power loom. Next we'll plug in this connector. They're all different sizes and pins, so you can't plug it into the wrong one. GPS antenna. USB connection. Here's our reverse camera and steering wheel interface. Our microphone for hands-free. And finally the antenna plug there. But what we're going to do first is we're just going to fire that up and make sure that everything is working properly as required. So here's the first initial power up of the system. And I'll guide you through some very specific setups for the DMH AP6650BT. First of all, select your language. Australia. Now, standard mode or network mode. Standard mode will be for most standard Jimnys that have the factory speakers. If you've done an upgrade that has a component set that you want to run what's called actively, you might use network mode, but standard mode is for most cars. So we're going to use standard mode in this one. We don't have CAN bus, so we don't worry about that. And then we just say OK to comply. Now at the moment you can go open your phone and you can set up your Bluetooth connection. I'm just going to skip that for the moment. Now what's important here is we need to go in and set the steering wheel control setup. We have an adapter, so we press with adapter, and now our steering wheel controls are set up. Other than that, it's coming back and setting things like your display. Illumination is car is amber, so let's set that for amber. And for the background, let's just choose a plain background for the moment. We can turn demo mode on or off. Driving position left or right is about this side display here that gives you a shortcut access to important functions, and you can move that from this side to this side by changing that setting. It's all set up. Now you've got to connect your Bluetooth to your phone. So to connect your phone, go into settings, Bluetooth. Here is the unit. Pair and say yes, allow, and say yes. And there we go. We're connected wirelessly. And we've got CarPlay ready to go. Now all that remains is to put the two screws back in and replace the plastic panel under the head unit, and you're done. So there's your guide to installing Pioneer's DMH AP6650BT into the current model Suzuki Jimny. If you want to grab any of these products, there'll be links down below in the comments. While you're down there, like and subscribe. See you next time.